Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the VOD review series I want to start doing on this channel. If you also would like your VOD reviewed by me, join the Discord channel, link in the description below, and put your replay codes in the VOD review channel. Now, a little bit about myself. I have 6 years worth of Overwatch experience. It's coming up on 7 this year in 2023. I've been playing the game since it launched. I went from bronze to top 500 on console, and I'm currently high diamond, low masters on PC. So needless to say, I got a little bit of experience under my belt. Today we're going to be looking at a hardstuck BRONZE Junkrat player. His words, not mine. He says, I think my positioning could use a little bit of work. I tend to try and flank too much sometimes and I die. So I'm expecting to see probably some weird positioning, probably playing with the team too much, and then playing in the enemy backline too far. Let's just play this out here. Let's see. Okay, you see that they're up there and you step back. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna pause already. In this situation here, I would not play down in this spot. You don't really get good enough angles. You can't see where the enemies are rotating to. The best part about Junkrat is being able to deny enemy rotations. If you're not trying to get picks, that's something you should be constantly thinking about. Where are the enemy trying to rotate to? How can I stop them from going that way? Where do I want them to rotate to help my team out specifically? Right now, you're kind of just sitting in your spawn still firing bombs at where you think an enemy is going to be, which it's okay. It'll give you some ult charge, but you're probably not going to do anything really impactful from this position. So I hope you go up pretty soon. That's something that I hope to see. Okay, yeah, this is fine. You stay down there a little too much, but other than that, it's fine. Okay, this is fine, just lobbing bombs. Okay, here I would throw a trap. Your Orisa was pushed up, the Sig was pushed up too far. As soon as that shield went down, you should have thrown a trap right behind the Sig to try and trap him in. If you can force him to use hands, it's basically a fight win. Because he's pushed up so far that no matter what he does, no matter what kind of support he has behind him, he's not going to be able to fall back fast enough to, survive if you make him use hands in this situation. So as soon as that shield went down, you should have thrown trap, and your Orisa probably wouldn't have been forced to back up. Okay. You do throw a trap. It's in a bit of a weird spot. I don't think you really meant to throw it there. But just know, trap isn't really meant to, be something really sneaky in a mid-fight. In a mid-fight, you kind of just throw it like behind the tank in the middle of their team, hoping to trap someone quick. If it breaks, it's fine. You get it back in, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. So it doesn't really matter where you throw your trap, as long as it's someplace where someone will actually walk into it. So this trap, I don't really like. I would rather you have thrown it behind the Sig, but that's just nitpicking. This is fine. Okay, one thing I'm noticing with your bombs, you try and shoot them at the Sig a lot. So far, you try and shoot them at the Sig a lot. So, in this situation, you probably shouldn't have pushed right side. You probably should have just kept lobbing your bombs towards where the squishies were, instead of trying to follow the Sigma to shoot him when he's walking left. But you end up getting a pick, that's fine. Okay, that right there, that is a huge trap. I hope you understand, like, while you were playing this game, how big that trap was. You threw it right behind the Sig in the middle of the enemy team. Nobody looked at it, and the Sig backed right into it. He's used hands. This should be a free kill for you guys. Okay, that's unlucky. It happens sometimes. Your Orisa was using cooldowns. Alright, this should just be a fight win here. Alright, yep, that's a fight win. Alright, so I like where you're positioned. You should be positioned up on top of that while you're still capping point, but as soon as you cap the point, I want you playing up on top of this little gunship here. You shouldn't be playing lane, especially when they have a Sigma poke comp like they do here. You want to be on that spaceship jiggle peeking so you don't get poked out by the cast, and just trying to lob bombs into their backline. If you can force them to not be able to back up, to just stop their rotate completely, Your team gets free space, and then they're able to just walk on them. A sig comp, its weakest. A sig comp is weakest when it's just walked on. So as long as you can stop them from backpedaling to keep their poke up, you're giving like infinite value. So I hope you jump up to the high ground here, but looks like you're just playing main. All right. You're playing main too much? Okay, that's good. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is really good. This position right here is where you should have been at the start of this fight. Up here, like playing on here, probably jiggle peeking this corner, this little wall right here. That's like ideal for you. Maybe throw a trap in their backline, so if like they try and just back up, their Moira tries to back up without looking, she hits the trap, you get a free kill. This is the stuff that you need to just be thinking about and looking to do when you're playing Junkrat. Okay, Cass gets a headshot, unlucky. Okay. This worked out because your Kiriko TP'd to you, but you have to think, now, your Orisa, you have a map, never mind. You have a map, you're fine. If this was like a good team comp, you'd be running Kiriko Lucio, and you wouldn't want to force your Kiriko to TP to you. You would have just backpedaled backward, like just backed up, played the lane a bit more, and just lobbed bombs still. You can still shoot when you don't see someone. Like in a situation like that, you could just keep shooting bombs, lobbing them. But it's fine. Kiriko's there, she heals you up. There, you just keep shooting, keep shooting. You don't need to worry about like wasting ammo or anything like that. If you like that cast there, you could have just kept shooting. Like right now you're not doing anything for your team. Like you're positioning behind them fine, but at this very moment you should just be playing on that high ground, on the bridge, keep lobbing bombs into their backline, force them to look at you and not your team. If they look at you, you can just duck behind a wall. It's fine. But if they're looking at your entire team, you have a chance of losing this because your BAP just got picked. You're lucky that your Kiriko ulted because you evened out the fight. But you should win this. They're down there tank. We popped an ult. But just for future reference, you're not doing anything right here. Just stay the high ground. Stay the high ground. Also, this is something a lot of bronze players have an issue with. You keep walking forward when you should just stop. Like right there during that Orisa ult, you should have just stayed at that corner and just lob bombs. Like take your finger off the W key. You don't need to hold it down all the time. You just stay at that corner, lob bombs. You would have hit the cast and the Moira and probably gotten the kill on both. Okay, this Moira should die. Yeah, that's fine. Now I want you to take the high ground above you. This is just cleanup. You don't really need to help with it too much. Okay. Don't stay point, get high ground. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Good. Good, 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 good. Now, trap placements. This is pre-fight. This isn't mid-fight anymore. So there are two places I want you to look to put your trap. Either right behind you. Hold on, let's free cam this. Either want you to put it right behind you, right here. All right, either right there, or right at the top of this staircase on this corner right here. So if they try to push you, they get trapped. You don't want to put it on the staircase because they'll see it. You want to put it right here above the staircase where they won't be able to see it until it's too late. Or same thing on this staircase. You don't want to put it on the stairs. You want to put it like right here where they won't see it until it's too late. And then I just want you to play on top of like this bridge, looking at this wall, just jiggle peeking it. I want you to just jiggle peek, shoot bombs when you can. If they push in too far, you back up a little. You shoot bombs here. You as a Junkrat, you just want to stay the high ground as much as humanly possible. Unless you're going for like some weird play in their backline, you don't want to be here. Because your team right now, they don't control this space. So unless they're pushed up like right here underneath this bridge and they're playing right here, you don't want to be here. Because if you're here and they're playing right here in this open space, you're just going to die. They have Sigma, they have Cast, they have Bastion, you're just going to die. Okay? So only play like on this high ground here if they are pushed up way too far and your team is in the middle of a fight. Other than that, I want you to play here in this middle space, jiggle peeking, lobbing bombs, just trying to apply pressure to their backline, try to force them to hide around corners and maybe get a pick. Right now, your job as Junkrat isn't necessarily to, you know, pop off, get a whole bunch of kills. Your job as Junkrat is to just apply pressure, like as much pressure as humanly possible, and maybe get a pick. So, okay. Unlucky, your Hanzo got picked. It happens. He picked the Lucio. Okay. This is what I was talking about with the trap. So, let's just go free cam again. If you look at this trap, watch. If they come to walk up these stairs, that's the first thing they're going to see. They're just going to shoot the trap, and your trap gets no value. But if you put it up here, they go to walk up their staircase. Don't see trap, don't see trap, don't see trap, don't see trap. Oh, see trap. But it's too late. You're already here waiting for them. So they either have to shoot trap and you shoot them, or they shoot you and risk running into the trap. It's just little things. Once again, I would like to see you playing over here more instead of up here. Unless you're planning to just, you know, sit back more and just lob bombs into their spawn doors. That's the only time that I would say, yeah, taking this spot's fine. Only because your Orissa's pushed up, though. If your Orissa was, you know, sitting back here on cart, then you probably wouldn't want to take the space in any situation at all. Okay, let's see what you do. Yeah, see, Bastion just insta-destroyed your trap. Okay. Oh. Alright. Okay. That was incredibly risky. Honestly, you probably just should have been lobbing bombs. You knew the Bastion was coming up that staircase. Just shoot bombs, and he'll eventually die. He'll eventually have to back up, push you harder at low health, or just die on staircase. What you did is you waited, let him have time to transform, and then you concussion mined him into the air, made it harder for you to hit him, and infinitely easier for him to hit you. If this was a good Bastion player, he'd just follow you. He'd just track you when you knocked him into the air and you'd be dead instantly. So next time if you have like a situation like that, just lob bombs in the staircase. Don't let the Bastion... Don't try and like play some assassin backline play style. Just lob bombs. That's all you need to do, really. You don't need to hide. You don't need to do anything like that. Okay. Alright. I don't know if you saw this. But let's just back up a little bit. Right? Watch, right here. Their Moira uses Fade and their cast is right there. If you just turned Tire to the right. If you just turn Tire to the right, right? Boom. Double kill right here. Your Orisa was already on this Lucio and there's a window right in front of him. He's not going to survive that. The cast is on a good off angle. So is their Moira. Just turn Tire to the right, kill those two, and leave Lucio to die. Yeah. And once again, you're not really shooting enough. That's like one of the main things. I'm not gonna. Oh. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna fault you too much for like not hitting good like bombs when you're far away. That doesn't matter. That's mechanical stuff. You'll get better with that over time. But you died there because you dropped. I'm sure you recognize that, but you died there because you dropped. You shouldn't have dropped. You should have either backpedaled. To this bridge, or just stay this high ground. Just jiggle peek this. You probably would have eventually killed the cast. You could have poked out their Sig, broken shield. Just keep jiggle peeking this, and then you give a good TP spot for your Kiriko as well in case she gets into trouble. She could just TP up to you on this high ground. So you died there because you dropped. That's just all there is to it. So I'm assuming, yeah, you just get TP. You get spawn here and then you just take another brawl. Nice, good. Okay. This isn't that bad if your team was ready for it. So, like I said, Sig, he just falls apart if you just walk right through him. So you walking through him here isn't bad if your team was with you to walk forward as well. If your supports were behind you, if your tank was in front of you, if you were in like that perfect push forward setup, then you could do it. But honestly, you doing it how you did it, you kind of just turbo fed. If you die here, then I'm going to be very upset. Okay, good. You stabilized. You backed up a little bit. You took point. That's fine. You forced the Sig to back up because he lost his shield. This is perfectly fine. Your Orisa fed. It's fine. It happens. It's bronze. I liked you targeting on the Moira. You saw Moira used Fade. You started targeting her down, and you didn't shoot the Sig until he was like right on top of you. You pushing up a little too far, yeah. You probably should have just been playing this corner on the right side here. Even with the Moira fading, you could just jiggle peeked it and lob bombs at her. You could have broken shield the same. He still would have been forced to back up, and your Orisa might not have pushed in as she did. Alright, this is fine. I want you to press E. Well, I want you to use your trap. Your trap, it's not that good, but it is incredible at denying corners. So if you just throw the trap right in front of you at that corner, like right here at this corner, right in front of, right on top of your ultimate charge, if you throw your trap right there, that Sig is either forced to break it or just fall or just not push that corner. And that gives your team time to regroup. It may be like half a second time, but it's still time that you would not have if you didn't throw your trap down. So I'm hoping you just throw your trap down right at this corner. And I'm hoping you don't die here because you're down 2. You are down 2. I don't know if you're looking up at top right much, if you're pressing tab much, if you're like looking at the scoreboard much. But you're down 2 picks. You just use lamp. You don't really want to take this fight. You want to just stay back, lob bombs, maybe get a pick. You don't really want to push into this too far. Yeah. You were just pushed up too far. You pushed up too far and you were down too many picks. That's all it was. And if you put your trap there, the Sig probably would have gotten trapped and he would have used hands. And then you would have taken a little bit less damage. You still wouldn't have survived because you messed up your mine, but the Sig wouldn't have shot you. You would have gotten value from the Sig. Okay, so. Alright. This is fine. You're waiting for your team. You're lobbing bombs. This is what I want to see you doing. That is a throw. Your BAP using lamp there is a huge throw. Because now you're not going to have it for the fight. Oh, don't die to that. Don't die to that. Orisa, don't die to that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you the best advice I ever heard as an Overwatch player. If somebody uses an ult on the enemy team, it is basically like... Okay. I'm going to give you the best advice I ever got as an Overwatch player. Think of Overwatch as a numbers game. So each player starts out with 5. If you lose 1, you have 4. But if you use an ultimate, you go back up to 5. Right now, they're down 1, so they're at 4. And then they used Moira ult and Lucio ult. Now they're at 6, and you guys are at 5. And you don't have a lamp, so it's more like you're at 4. To even this out, you need to use Kirka ult, or you need to get picks. One of the two. This isn't necessarily something for you to fault. Yeah, you should lose this fight 100%. They threw Sigma ult, High Noon, Bastion, Coalescence, and Beat at you, and you only used Orisa ult. So you should just lose this fight. They used too many ults. Obviously, they should not have used that many. But if you wanted to win this, as soon as you guys heard that Coalescence, you just needed to pop Kirka ult. You should have popped Kirka ult. You should have walked because they would have been forced to back. No, flank tire. I think you're going for a flank tire. Okay. When you go for a tire, because I think that's what you're about to do, always put a trap in front of the doorway you're like stationed next to. Because if someone tries to push you to destroy you, like to kill you while you use tire, they're gonna get trapped. And if you're close enough and they kill you, then they're just gonna die to the mines. So I hope you put a trap down before you tire. Hello? You're not. Okay. Okay. This is going back to the issue that I had on second point. You're not doing anything here. If you're going for a tire, just use tire instantly. Your Junkrat, you're going to get ultimate so fast, and even getting a single pick with your ultimate is worth it. Or if you want to play in this room, just shoot bombs. Just shoot bombs. Because if you have a trap in the doorway, it's going to be so hard to push you. Just shoot bombs. If they try and push into you, you can back up. You have a mega to play around. You're fine. But I hope you just use tire and you just stop standing around here doing nothing. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're doing here. Like, okay. You forced your team to take a 4v5 is essentially what you did. And because of that, your Orisa died. Like, you tried to use window to save your Orisa, you tried to use lamp to save your Orisa. You couldn't. Because they were already at a disadvantage because you were sitting behind them. Yeah, so you lost this fight. Well, I'm assuming you lose this fight unless you get like a 4-man tire here, because you forced your team to take a 4v5, and now it's basically a 3v5 because your Orisa died and you're down lamp. So unless you get the rip tire of your life in this position right here, you kind of threw this fight. Okay. You could have gotten that same exact tire like 30 seconds ago at the beginning of the team fight, and then you would have won it instantly. So, okay. And this like seals the deal for your team just completely losing the fight. It might have been winnable still. It might have been winnable still if you took this high ground right here. You concussion mined, you sat on this high ground, shot bombs, bounced them against this wall, just onto point. They would have been forced to back up because they're down too many. And then your team could have gotten back and you could have pushed. But instead, you waited way too long in your tire, and then you walk in a straight line against a Sigma and a Bastion. Like right into the enemy backline. So I would have liked you, first of all, to use tire sooner so you won the fight. And second, to just jump up here. Just jump up here, lob bombs. High grounds are Junkrat's best friend by far. Like, you want to do anything as Junkrat, you just take a high ground. Because you just being on a high ground, shooting bombs, applies so much pressure to the enemy team that they're forced to either use resources to try and kill you, ignore you, and you just blow up their backline. Or they look at you, and your team gets, a free pick because they're not looking at your team. But I'm assuming you die here. No, Yukiriko bails you out. Okay. So Yukiriko bails you out, luckily. But I still want you to take this high ground. Bastion's behind you. No one's... Okay, Yubap's looking at him, but Yubap's about to die. Yukiriko bailed you out. You had a concussion mine. You should have just instantly taken a high ground. You take this high ground, boom. Bastion dies because he cannot kill you before you kill him with the bombs you'll throw. Sigma, he's forced to turn around and look at you, and then he gets shot in his back. Moira, you get a free shot on the Moira because you're standing right here, right above her. Honestly, this third point, your main issue that I'm seeing is, first of all, you took way too long to use tire in this room. You should have just used it right here at this doorway and blow it up right here, and you probably would have killed 3. And then just not taking high grounds. That's pretty much it. So yeah, you killed Bastion, that's fine. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. That was a good trap. They already backed up, so it didn't get any value, but that was a good trap. I want you to be throwing those out every single fight. That's what I want to see. Okay. Oh. Wait, what the hell? Who got trapped? What? I think that Lucio got trapped behind you guys. That's something you have to call. If you see someone get trapped, like even if you don't know who it is, you just like scream trapped on cart, trapped on cart, trapped on cart. It'll force your Hanzo, who wasn't looking here, to turn, and the Lucio probably dies. Your Kiriko was already looking at him, that's fine. But once again, just play the high ground. This high ground right here is so powerful for Junkrat. You get free bombs into their backline. If they try and push out, they're forced to shield you, shoot you, and all you have to do is back up here. You back up here and you can still lob bombs into their backline. So, main thing, just take more high grounds. Like, you're walking straight forward into a transformed Bastion. In every way, that should have been you dead. If that Bastion was even the slightest bit better. This, I don't mind it too much. You should be jiggling the corner a little bit more. Yeah. So, I want you to play this corner. I don't want you to swing wide and try and shoot bombs here or shoot bombs here. I want you to play this corner. Jiggle, shoot. Jiggle, shoot. Jiggle, shoot. Like, you can shoot bombs into this little cubby here where people will probably hide. And this little cubby here where people will probably hide. You died to that high noon because you swung way too wide when you should have been playing to this corner. Let's... assuming you lose this fight. Yeah, you lose this fight. Alright. Next fight. Just look at what you're doing. Okay. This is another situation where you're kind of just walking around behind them. So I like you coming out this left way. Okay? I like this. This is good. This is good. This is good. Now, look. See where your team is. Your team's not with you. Now your team's with you. Tire. I want you to just tire right now. Run through that right-hand door. Just kill the Lucio. Like, the Lucio is honestly feeding by pushing up as far as he is. Like, right here in this situation. If you want to, like, if you wanted to jump up on this high ground and use it to jump on their cast and their Bastion, that's fine too. You just need to use your tire, like, right now. Like, this flank, once again, it forced your team to take a 4v5. Your team took a 4v5, and because of that, your Kiriko died. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you lose this team fight, it's because you took another long flank like this. Yes. Yeah. So, I'm assuming this is what you were saying when you say you tend to try and flank too much and sometimes and die. Flanking isn't the issue. It's the long flanks that are the issues. So, like, let's just go free cam here. You came out this doorway. Nobody was looking at you. First of all, I would have just tired. I would have tired right here, ran it right into their team, and blew them up. If you did not want to do that, jump up here, and look. They're in a tiny room. You are a Junkrat and on high ground. They die. 100% of the time, they die. So, if, like, the Lucio was playing here, the Sigma was playing here, their Bastion was playing back here, like... This should have been a one team fight if you just either tired at the beginning or jumped up on the side ground. But instead, you took this long flank that you're still not done with, and you're down 2.
Group up with me.
Like, your team is forced to backpedal so far to get your Kiriko and Orisa back. And, like, I don't mind you going on flanks. Going on flanks isn't the issue. It's doing stuff like this, where you think you're going on this big, impactful flank, but in reality, you're not doing anything. You're not shooting bombs. You're not using tire. You're forcing your team to use resources in a 4v5, something they cannot win. And then when you do use tire, it gets broken. So in that situation, I already said what you needed to do. But if you walk behind them like that, just tire sooner. And you jumped with your tire. I don't know if you know this, but you can climb on the walls to avoid the Bastion shooting at you. Or you can just hide behind a wall until transform runs out. Because your tire didn't do anything. You forced your team to take not one, but 2 4v5s for the last fight. So just that's something you have to be, you know, conscious of, is where your team is and how long your flank is going to take. Because like if your team was like just walking out of spawn and you were in that spot by the mega, okay, I already don't like this. You should be on that high ground. You shouldn't be jumping down here playing by statue. You should be on that high ground. Okay, look up a little bit more when you're shooting bombs at a further distance. The farthest bombs you can shoot are looking up at a 45-degree angle. Okay, nice. This is good. This right here is incredible. Like, you coming around to get an off angle on this cast, to get a crossfire on him. Like, I hope you kill him before he gets this mega. Okay. All right.
Overwatch, you'll never take me
I'm not going to
alive.
fault that too much. You tried to do the one-shot combo on him, but you blew up your mind too early. That's just something you need to practice. But you got the kill. You got a nice crossfire on him, and you got the kill. That's good. Now, this I don't like. You should have went back around where the cast just came in from, and you should be jiggle peeking and shooting bombs. Like, this position is awful. I'm gonna go free cam here. I want you to look at this. Right now, you're in front of your Orisa, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people looking at you right now. You have 4 people looking at you. You're in front of your Orisa, and maybe you get a pick. Like, you could be getting this same value shooting into these targets if you were either playing on this high ground, lobbing bombs main, playing by statue, like you were at the beginning of this round. Or here. Like, you walk back through here, and then you just shoot bombs right over here. And they land right into the enemy backline. But you probably die here because you're in front of your Orisa, and there's 4 people looking at you. No, your Kiriko bails you out again. Alright. Honestly, your Kiriko is carrying you hard right now. Junkrat, you just want to try and stay out of line of fire as much as possible. Don't try and take fights. Don't try and take brawls. You just want to play as scared as you think you can possibly play, and just shoot bombs. Like, on defense is like, it's Junkrat's playground. Because especially on like Blizzard World, they have 2 chokes they can walk through. They can walk through main, or they can walk through behind you. And those are 2 amazing places for Junkrat to just lob bombs. Now, I'm assuming... Okay. I want you to just keep backing up. Keep backing up. No, you walked forward. This time your Orisa bailed you out. Nice! Okay. Okay, that is the first time I've seen you use your tire, like, instantly. That was a good tire. It was there to clean up the fight. Your soldier got picked, so it evened everything out. You used it, like, almost as soon as you got it. That was a good tire. I want you to use tires like that more. Now, what I hope you do is, since this fight is over, I hope you just back up and go the high ground. Not walk into their spawn. Because... Okay, your Kiriko bailed you out. Okay. The main takeaway from this, if you take anything from this, play high grounds more. I want you to look to just play on every single high ground that you possibly see. Like, Genuinely, that's pretty much the only issue I see with this, minus like, you know, cooldown management, ult usage. You just need to play high grounds. You play high grounds, you probably shoot up way past bronze. Like, right here, you're feeding. You're feeding hard because you're pushed up way past your Orisa and you didn't get out in time. If you were just playing on the high ground, your Orisa might have died, but you'd be in a good spot to just lob bombs, maybe get a pick, and even out the fight. And your Junkrat, you probably would have gotten like 60 to ult in that time as well. Luckily, your team holds them off. Nice. This is good. You're walking back to the fight and you're lobbing bombs at the enemy team. This is what I want you to see you do more as well. Just shooting bombs. You don't need to be conservative with your ammo. You don't need to try and hide yourself. You just shoot bombs. Every opportunity you get, just shoot bombs. Okay. Alright, there's soldiers popping off. And he walks into bombs. That's fine. But you guys are down 3. You guys are down a DPS who had an ult and both supports. And your Orisa's probably going to die because she's in a bad spot. So honestly, you just need to back up here. You just need to back up. Just back up. Don't try and take this fight. Nice. Good. Okay, I don't mind you taking this high ground. Your supports will be, well, at least your Kiriko will be back soon enough for you to take this high ground and fight here. I don't mind this. So you just wait for your Kiriko. Your soldier's back. He should pop visor now. Okay. I'm not going to fault you too much. You were trying to touch point. But in the future, I want you to be calming to your team. Just on your mic, talking. I wanted you to scream at your soldier to go that high ground and use visor. And then you come around main and you just lob bombs. Maybe you touch point, you sit on this corner right here. You're jiggling point, touching, getting off, and just let your soldier pop off with visor. Because your Bastion, your Baptiste and your Kiriko were with you if you would have just played this corner instead of jumping on a point like you did. But that's more of a fault with your soldier than it is with you. Your soldier should have known to just visor there. Like, right now, your Orisa's gonna die. More than likely. Yeah, your Orisa dies, your Kiriko dies, your Bap's probably gonna die. Nice, nice. This is a great spot. I like this spot right here. It's a little too late in the fight because 3 of you are dead. But I like this spot. I want you to throw trap down here on this staircase corner right here. It doesn't matter if like it's a little bit on the staircase. They're going to be running around this corner. They won't really have time to shoot it. I want you to throw trap here. And I just want you to keep lobbing bombs here if they're playing main on point. This is a good spot for you to be. Because if they try to push you, you backpedal, you shoot bombs. They push around corner, you could just walk this way, jiggle this wall right here, and you still shoot on point. And you still get massive amount of damage. So this spot right here is really good. I like this spot. This is good. Okay, you're not shooting again. Okay. All right. Here's the thing with flanking. I'm going to tell you this right now. This is a bad flank for one reason and one reason only. Look at where your team is. Right now, your team is walking from spawn. So if you go on a flank right now at this very moment, guess who they're going to look at? They will have no one else to look at but the person flanking. So honestly, you should be backing up. You should be playing up top with your soldier, punishing anyone who tries to chase you. That's what you should be doing right now. I'm hoping you don't use tire right here. Because, okay. Lucio sees you, and he feeds. That's fine. You should be taking this high ground. You really need to take this high ground. Okay. You could have just concussion mined up. Okay. This is the same thing as before. You're just not doing anything in the fight. Like, I think what you're trying to do is you're trying to look for a tire opportunity. You can do that while you shoot. You don't need to wait and hold your bullets to look for a good tire. You can just shoot while looking for a tire opportunity. The mortar feeds, that's fine. They throw. Stay this high ground. It's fine even if they walk. Even if they push cart that way, you could just look on the other side of the high ground and you kill them still. There was no reason to drop in this situation. All right. Cass is throwing. He got 3. Okay. In that situation, don't mine. Just don't concussion mine. There's no need to. You could just keep lobbing bombs and you would have killed him. But instead you mined, you booped him up, he got 3. Alright, so. Now I'm hoping you just use tire at the start of the fight and win the fight for your team. Like, use tire right now. They have beat, that's the only thing. I hope you stop beat. No, you don't. Okay. You could have waited just a little bit longer with that tire to get the Lucio in range. Or you could have just done it sooner. There was 3 grouped up right here, right by this pillar. If you did it just like right here, you jump over, you kill 3. Instead, they got beat off, and you probably lose this fight. Okay. Don't concussion mine against the hit scan. You become an easy tracking target. I know you're on console and it's a little harder for people to do, but get into the habit of not concussion mining against like Cassidy, Soldier, Bastion, and pretty much anyone who could just move their crosshair in a straight line and kill you. Yeah. Honestly, you lost this fight probably because you did not get a good tire. Your team's up. You lost lamp. You lost lamp. That's fine. They flux. If you tired right there, you would have killed 3. You would have won this team fight. No matter how big the flux was, you would have won the team fight. Even right here, okay, just follow this high ground, jump off. You get a bigger tire than you got right here. Because look at their Lucio. You got their Lucio so low. If you just waited just not even half a second longer to move the tire forward, Lucio dies. They don't get beat. You might be able to win this fight. Maybe. But honestly, you just needed to tire sooner. Again. That's all it was. So that cap second. I'm assuming you hold them on third. Looking at the time left. So let's see what you do here. Please don't fall in the hole. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, your D.Va got picked. Right now, you should be looking to back up. You don't have a tank to take damage in the front line. You need to back up. Your Kiriko saves you again. Nice. Good. I like that concussion mine. You used it to back up. That's good. Nice. See, this kind of flank is fine. Right here, this is fine. They're pushing main. You're shooting into their backline. You're causing a crossfire. Your D.Va should be playing, you know, with her team main. Then you'd be getting more value. But honestly, this I don't hate this. I don't hate this. This isn't bad. Once again, you could be shooting more. You don't really need to be conservative with these shots in the slightest. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, don't walk in a room like that. You get a pick on the soldier, but you could have done infinitely more if you stayed outside of the room and just shot bombs into it. You have to think of yourself not as some really tanky person who could just survive through anything. Think of yourself as someone with 1 HP. A singular HP. You don't want to be in this room at 1 HP. You want to lob bombs from a mile away into this room at 1 HP. That's how you need to be thinking of this. Because you die, I'm assuming they push. Yeah, they push a little bit. Now, this fight. I'm assuming 2 of you die. Yeah. Yeah, that's just, they visored behind you. They capped, they won. Okay. So, yeah. Main takeaways from this. Look to play high grounds more. Look to play high grounds more. Don't go on as long of rotates around. Like, your flanks that you do, look to do shorter flanks. You want to be with your team as much as possible with Junkrat. It's fine to take off angles and do a little bit of a flank, but you don't want to rotate really far around the point to the point where your team is forced to take a 4v5. You don't want that. And then ult usage. Look to use tire sooner. Don't like hold on to it looking for like a really big tire. Your Junkrat, you'll get your ult probably 3 times around if you're shooting your bombs enough. So like just look to use your ult even to just get a single pick. A single impactful pick is more than enough for Junkrat ult. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Other than that, I'm hoping you rank up well. If you follow the things I said, you should probably just make it to gold or plat. And then after that, you just work on like widening your hero pool. You don't really want to be a Junkrat one trick because people are just going to pick pharmacy if you're doing good and you're not going to have a fun time. So look to just widen your hero pool a little bit and work on your mechanics. Positioning, that's just something you'll get better with over time. Look to play corners more, look to play high grounds more, and that's really it when it comes to your positioning. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful for you, Mr. Epic Gamer Conrad. And yeah, so if you guys want to have your own VOD review on this channel, remember, join the Discord channel in the description below and put your replay codes in the VOD review channel. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.